Yeah, my name is Matthias Finkbeiner. I work at the Chair for Sustainable Engineering at Technical University Berlin, and I represent here also the carbon footprint project of UNEP CETA Life Cycle Initiative.
Why did you come to this summit?
Well, actually, because Thema 1 was so kind to invite me for a keynote speech, and of course it's also interesting to get perspectives of some of the other stakeholders that are represented here.
What do you think is a contribution of such a summit to the development of this issue?
As I mentioned, I think all the standards and all the processes only work if all the relevant stakeholders are on board, and this is an event that facilitates the communication between the stakeholders.
Are you happy with the development of this theme, or do you think some important parts are still missing, some aspects are not enough being taken into account?
That's a very difficult question. Of course, I think it's a good movement, but I still think we are not there in different aspects. I think we don't have really reached market relevance yet at the consumer. And I think it's also very important that we keep in mind that there are also other environmental sustainability issues than climate alone, despite all the importance that climate change has, no doubt about that. But we cannot sacrifice other environmental issues just for the sake of climate change.
Sure. Climate change is a very big issue in the next few months, especially in Copenhagen. Do you think that Copenhagen will have an impact on product carbon footprint, or do you think maybe product carbon footprinting will help Copenhagen?
I think Copenhagen will have an impact on carbon footprint. I just don't know yet what kind of impact it will have. I hope it will have a positive one in the sense that the governments come to some agreements pushing the agenda, but I'm not 100% sure that we will actually get there, but let's keep the fingers crossed.
Do you think that stronger governmental influence should be present in this issue, that government should regulate this area, or do you think that the way it's working now with mostly corporate initiatives is working well?
I would say it depends on the government, but I think all stakeholders have a role. So I think government and companies, consumers, science, everything should be on board, because we have people doing decent work on the corporate level and maybe not so decent work, but we have also people doing decent work on the government level and not so decent work. And as I mentioned in an example before, if you look at nuclear power, if you have governments regulating a carbon footprint, some would like to see there a low carbon footprint number. Some other governments that don't like nuclear power would probably forbid to use carbon footprint information there. So you cannot expect an answer from the government, but sure, they are an important player and they should make their contribution.
Okay. What is the final question? What is the role of the UNEP in this area?
In this area, we started this project not to develop our own product, because I think all these consensus initiatives suffer that there are already many on the table that have ownership of certain products, which makes the harmonization difficult. And we really try to take this role to keep them together and to achieve consistency between the standards, and also bring in the know-how that was developed in the UNEP Life Cycle Initiative. And last point, UNEP has a very strong link to developing countries, and that's also a perspective we like to bring in here.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
And have a nice afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you.